Space looks calm from a distance, dark, silent, endless. That calm is misleading. Every time humans push deeper into space, something strange follows. Signals we don't fully understand, forces that bend reality, regions where the basic rules of nature stop behaving normally. Exploration has always been driven by hope, hope for answers, hope for meaning, hope that the universe is friendly or at least understandable. But the deeper we look, the more uncomfortable the truth becomes, far beyond the planets we know. Space is not empty. It is crowded with invisible danger. High-energy radiation moves through the void at all times. Particles pass through your body right now, unnoticed. Some come from events so violent that even light struggles to escape them. Astronomers once believed the universe followed simple patterns. Then deep space observations started breaking those expectations. Time slows near massive objects. Distances stretch in ways the human mind was never built to grasp. Entire regions exist where almost nothing forms. These cosmic voids are so vast that light can travel for millions of years without touching anything. That silence is not peaceful. It is unsettling. As telescopes improved, scientists began to notice something else. The universe is expanding, not slowly, not gently, but faster and faster. The force driving this expansion is still unknown. It has been given a name, but not an explanation. Dark energy. It makes up most of the universe, yet no one has ever seen it. No one knows where it came from. No one knows how it ends. That should concern us. Deep space also hides objects that erase information. Black holes do not just pull things in. They stretch matter, crush atoms, and lock away details forever. Even the laws of physics seem confused near them. Some equations break down. Others give answers that should not exist. There are stars that explode so violently, they briefly outshine entire galaxies. There are neutron stars so dense that a single teaspoon would outweigh a mountain. There are signals picked up by radio telescopes that appear once and never again. No clear source. No repeat, no explanation. These are not science fiction ideas. They are real observations. The deeper scientists look, the less the universe feels welcoming. Not hostile, just indifferent. Galaxies collide without concern. Stars die without warning. Entire solar systems are wiped out as part of normal cosmic behavior. There is no balance, no fairness, only motion. This video will take you into those deeper layers of space. Not the shiny parts shown in documentaries, not the hopeful future colonies or friendly discoveries, but the uncomfortable truths hidden in real data. You will learn why space is not quiet, why darkness is not empty, why some discoveries make scientists pause instead of celebrate, and why certain questions about the universe remain unanswered, not because we lack tools, but because the answers may not fit the human mind. By the end of this video, space will feel different, bigger, colder, less familiar. Staying until the end matters, because the most disturbing part is not found at the beginning. It appears only after everything else is understood, only after patterns start to form, only after the universe stops feeling random. This channel explores the side of science that is rarely discussed, the side that doesn't offer comfort, only truth. Welcome to the channel. If you want more deep, unsettling explorations like this, subscribe now, because once you go too deep into space, there is no going back. Humans have always looked outward, first at the horizon, then at the sky, then beyond it. This urge did not come from survival alone. It came from curiosity. We want answers to questions that do not help us eat or stay warm. We want meaning in things that do not speak back. We believe that understanding makes us safer. That knowledge brings control. Each new discovery feels like a step forward, a light pushed into the dark. Telescopes grow stronger, probes travel farther, data pours in, and each time we learn something new, the need to learn more grows even stronger. Curiosity does not slow down when answers appear, it accelerates. There is no built-in stop, no natural limit. Once a mystery is partially solved, it creates 10 more questions. That is why humans keep going deeper, even when the risks are unclear and the rewards are uncertain. At first, deep space sounds simple: far away, distant stars, empty darkness. But in science, depth is not measured only by distance. Deep space begins when familiar reference points disappear, beyond the nearby planets, beyond the comforting order of our solar system, past the region where the sun's influence fades into nothing, then further, beyond the spiral arms of our galaxy, where stars thin out and the night becomes truly vast. Past that lies intergalactic space, a place where galaxies are separated by distances so large that numbers lose meaning. Light takes millions of years to cross them, signals weaken, time itself seems to stretch. In these regions, physics behaves differently, not because the laws change, but because their effects become extreme. Gravity bends space more strongly, time slows in measurable ways, energy behaves less predictably, concepts that work well near Earth become unreliable, cause and effect blur at the edges. Deep space is not just far away, it is unfamiliar territory where human intuition no longer helps. The deeper we go, the less the universe feels designed to be understood. One of the first assumptions people make about space is silence, empty darkness, perfect stillness. That idea is comforting, it suggests peace. But space is not quiet, it only appears that way because our senses are limited. In reality, space is filled with activity. Radiation moves constantly through it. High-energy particles travel at near-light speed, released by stars, supernovae, and violent cosmic events. Magnetic fields stretch across vast distances. Waves ripple through space-time itself. Even in the emptiest regions, motion never stops. Atoms vibrate, fields interact. Energy transfers from one place to another without pause. Space is not a vacuum of nothingness. It is a medium filled with invisible forces. Some pass through planets. Some pass through bodies. Some have enough energy to alter matter at the smallest scale. We do not feel them, but they are always there. This constant activity changes the way deep space should be understood. It is not a calm background where events happen occasionally. It is an active environment where change is continuous. Silence is an illusion created by distance and human limitation. Once instruments become sensitive enough, space reveals itself as restless, alive with motion, full of signals, interference, and energy that never truly rests. As exploration moves deeper, science enters uncomfortable territory. The laws that once felt solid begin to soften. Time no longer behaves the same way everywhere. Near massive objects, it slows down. Far from familiar regions, it stretches unevenly. Two clocks can disagree simply because they exist in different parts of space. Distance also loses its meaning. Numbers grow so large that they stop being useful. Light can travel for millions of years and still not reach anything. Events feel disconnected. A cause can happen, but its effect may arrive long after or appear distorted. In extreme environments, even the idea of before and after becomes hard to define. The rules still exist, but they stop feeling reliable. They no longer match everyday logic. That gap between equations and understanding creates unease. Science prefers predictability. Deep space offers very little of it. This discomfort grows when attention turns to the darkest structures in the universe. Black holes are the most well-known, but they are only part of the picture. These objects do not shine, they do not reflect, they consume. Matter falls in and never returns. Information disappears behind boundaries that cannot be crossed. The center is hidden forever, not because we lack technology, but because the universe blocks access entirely. Then there are cosmic voids, vast regions with almost nothing inside them. They stretch across unimaginable distances, separating galaxies like islands in an endless ocean. Their emptiness is not natural or random. It follows patterns that are still being studied. Add to this the presence of massive forces that cannot be seen directly. Dark matter pulls on galaxies without revealing itself. Dark energy pushes space apart without showing a source. These influences shape the universe while remaining invisible. Not everything in space gives light or warmth. Some things exist only to pull, stretch, or erase. As these discoveries accumulate, the focus slowly shifts. The question is no longer just how the universe works, but what our place in it truly is. Space does not respond to us. It does not reward curiosity. It does not punish mistakes. It simply continues. Stars explode whether they are observed or not. Galaxies collide without notice. Entire regions form and dissolve with no concern for what might exist nearby. There is no sign of intention, no evidence of care. From this perspective, humanity becomes a brief event, a thin layer of awareness on a small planet, orbiting an ordinary star, in one galaxy among billions, temporary, fragile, easily erased by forces that operate on scales far beyond survival. This realization changes how discovery feels. Knowledge stops being comforting. It becomes heavy. Each new layer reveals systems that function perfectly without us. Then comes the possibility that pushes discomfort even further. Data does not always match expectation. Occasionally, patterns appear where none should exist. Structures form that challenge existing models. Alignments emerge that resist explanation. Not signs of life, but signs of order that do not fit known rules. Evidence that the universe may operate on principles that allow complexity, but not endurance. Rules that permit observers to arise briefly, then remove them without warning. In these moments, the fear does not come from the unknown itself, but from the sense that understanding it may come at a cost. Humans are not prepared to pay. The deeper we go into space, the more one truth becomes impossible to ignore. Exploration does not always bring comfort. It does not always bring hope. Sometimes it does the opposite. It strips away the stories we tell ourselves. The universe once felt ordered and welcoming, filled with stars that guided travelers and inspired meaning. But deep observation changes that picture. Patterns emerge that do not care about life. Forces dominate that do not notice observers. Systems operate on scales so vast that human existence barely registers. Going deeper does not answer every question. It removes illusions. It shows that much of what feels stable is temporary, and much of what feels important is fragile. Each discovery pushes us further from the center of the story. The universe does not appear designed for comfort or survival. It appears indifferent. Time stretches without concern. Space expands without purpose. Matter forms, collapses, and vanishes as part of a process that does not pause to acknowledge its witnesses. The deeper we look, the less the universe feels made for us, and the more it feels like we are simply passing through, briefly aware in a place that will continue long after awareness fades. That realization is disturbing, not because it is hostile, but because it is honest. It suggests that meaning is not given by the cosmos, but created locally, briefly, and against enormous odds. Knowledge does not protect us from this truth. It reveals it more clearly. So the question remains, as our instruments grow stronger and our reach extends even farther into the dark, should we continue pushing deeper, knowing that every answer may make the universe feel colder than before? If this journey into space keeps stripping away comfort, the more we understand it, should we keep looking? If this video made you think, support the channel by liking the video and subscribing. More deep explorations are coming, and the next discovery may be even harder to look away from.